everybody, and welcome to Exeter, Bill Ball Stadium, the site of tonight's state championship game in New Hampshire Boys Lacrosse Division I. Not a huge surprise, our two combatants, Pinkerton against Bishop Guertin. Tom, I counted 9 state championships in BG history, 8 for Pinkerton. Just more of an example of just how much these guys are rivals.
Well, it's a big rivalry, John, and you know, Pinkerton looks like, you know, their school has been playing lacrosse forever. You know, I mean, before it became an NHIAA sport. Wow. So, you know, they were playing in a prep school league, and you know, they've been, dominated the sport in the state. So, Guertin comes along, starts their program, and then in 2004 hires a guy by the name of Chris Cameron. And Chris Cameron has built a New England powerhouse. And it's you know, it's just he's challenged Pinkerton, which wasn't expected, you know, 15 years ago. And now the two teams just are perennial rivals in terms of playing each other in the state finals. This will be, I believe, the 6th year in a row or close to it. But the thing is, whoever wins that regular season game between the two teams doesn't win the final. It's been that way for 3 straight years. And
so your prediction based on
that, you'd think that Pinkerton would win. But now Guertin has had a fantastic season, John, because this is a collection of talent that they have had for a while, led by Brian Cameron, Chris's son.
Wait a minute, how many times did that happen? Where every time?
No, I said the last 3 years.
Last 3 years, okay.
Right.
Yeah, wow, interesting.
And after that regular season game this year, which Guertin won 13-11, the Pinkerton kids were telling Chris Cameron, history's going to repeat itself. We'll see if that happens tonight.
The opening draw of the state championship game for 2018 is won by Pinkerton. And they seem determined to score the game's first goal. With possession, we saw how important that was in the girls' state championship game, of course, Tom, and I'm sure it's no different here.
Oh, it really is huge. Huge. Now, Pinkerton lost their face-off guy a year ago to Governor Dummer, I believe. I think that prep school scooped him up. So what happened is they had to develop another one, and they've really done. Gennaro Mara, who's a junior, has been one of their better face-off people in their history. He's one of the best that they've had from what he's done this year.
And to Tom's point, Gennaro won the opening draw. Pinkerton has had the ball for the first couple of minutes here in the state final. It's a nice night weather-wise for lacrosse. The shot off the post. That was a great opportunity for Pinkerton.
Now here's the other key, John, in lacrosse, besides the face-offs, you just saw it, the ground ball pursuit, picking up the ground balls. That is huge in lacrosse. Now, here's another factor that we'll talk about. That regular season game won by BG, 13-11, back on the last day of April. It was about 30 degrees, 40 degrees colder than it is right now, okay?
Shot, goal.
Yep, there they are, first blood.
A bouncer, number 9 for Pinkerton is Christopher Valentine.
Yeah, Valentine played a good game. I saw him a week ago in the quarterfinals. He got them started against Nashua South when they won easily. But that regular season game, just like the quarterfinal I saw, played on natural grass. This is on field turf, faster game. Field turf is Guertin's game. They play mostly all their games on field turf. So, in a way, they should have the advantage here. But right now, it hasn't worked that way.
Guertin, the boys went 18-0 during the regular season. Their closest game of all came against this same Pinkerton team, the 13-11 win that Tom just mentioned on April 30th.
There's another face-off, won because Guertin couldn't get the ground ball. In that regular season game, the Astros took a 2-0 lead. Guertin stormed back, it was tied at halftime, and then they went on a 4-goal run late in the third quarter into the fourth quarter to take the lead and the win.
course, body checking is allowed in the boys' game. You see the helmets and the equipment they wear. Not a lot, though. It's not like football padding, but there will be some hits in this one. Pinkerton going around the perimeter looking for goal number 2. They're trying to repeat to take that 2-0 lead again like they did in the regular season. Pinkerton's only other loss, they finished 16-2, was to a school named Longmeadow. I guess that was in Mass.
Yep, Longmeadow, Mass. So they've played a couple of out-of-state games, but Guertin looked as if they had established themselves as perhaps the best team in the region.
We got a foul called here against the BG player. The shot, goal!
And there'll be a man down.
Chad Tereski, number 8, flings it in the top quadrant, far side.
Valentine and Tereski, that's a 1-2 punch that they've had. Goal is good, and the penalty will count. But Guertin beat Duxbury, Mass, back about 3 weeks ago. The number 1 team in Massachusetts at the time.
Yep.
And they did it. They came up to Stellos and played them, and they beat them here and reacted as if they had won the state championship. Talking to Chris Cameron after the game, he said that was, as not quite as big a win. Their goal is to win a state title, but that win over Duxbury was one that they really savored. Now, that's why Guertin is a favorite going into this game. Pinkerton has been laying in the weeds now for about the last month.
Valentine takes a hit off the head from a stick from the defender.
But I'll tell you
William
something,
Enter.
John. I saw that game against South. All right, and now granted, it's a total mismatch in terms of the 2 different levels. Shot goes wide, 2 different levels. But Pinkerton was so precise in that game. You could tell they were dialed in.
Pinkerton trying to make it a 3-0 lead, nearly do so. They retain possession.
Yeah, see,
Bishop Guertin, we haven't had an offensive possession
right,
yet.
That's the big part of this game. And there's the other part of this game, shooting accuracy. Really ought to hit on that shot. You're that close in. You really ought to hit on it.
A team of this caliber, you would think so. Thomas Sweeney with it, number 4, with the double team. Owen McCormick, number 2, just had it for a second before he gave it to Mason Drowan. Drowan has it, being marked closely by John Enzinger. Oh, sorry.
Let's see what this does.
Kyle Fisher.
What Pinkerton's possessions do, it takes the best player on the field out of the game. That's Brian Cameron, the offensive guy for Guertin.
Yep.
Now the Cardinals finally have a possession. Let's see if they can get it on track.
Down the field quickly, in front, shot, goal. That was fast.
See, there you go. Now Cameron wasn't involved in that, but that was just how lethal and how effective Guertin could be offensively, but just how critical, John, possession is in this game.
Yeah, I think the BG possessed the ball for about 5 seconds. Sam Prunier with the first goal of the game for Bishop Guertin. Made no mistake from, 2 steps away from the goaltender?
Well, it was a great pass upfield.
It was. Straight down the field goes the Cardinals. So,
and don't think that those things aren't practiced.
Violation called against Pinkerton.
The Cardinals will have it, and they'll have a chance to tie. But again, the best player on the field, in my opinion, Brian Cameron, has not touched the ball yet.
Aiden Wilkie running downfield with it. Pass goes behind the net.
There's Cameron right now, number 7.
Cameron going to his right, puts the brakes on, couple of twist moves, looking out in front, trying to tie this thing up. It's a 2-1 game. Flag falls. And interference called against one of the Pinkerton players. Will be shorthanded.
Pinkerton Academy penalty on number 39, Cameron Gagnon.
Called against Cameron Gagnon,
6
junior
on
defenseman.
5 with the goaltender.
So BG looking for the tie here, down 2-1. First half action. Or we go by quarters.
Quarters.
Quarters and boys.
Boys are quarters, girls are halves.
That shot is blocked. It never did make it to the goaltender for Pinkerton, Alexander Sturgis, who is a senior between the pipes.
Sturgis is regarded as the best goaltender in the state. And he showed just why there.
He saved that one. It ricocheted off of his stick, and Pinkerton's defense alertly scoops up the loose ball, the rebound, and downfield they come, looking for their third goal of the game. Avoiding a few stick checks, puts it on the ground though and turns it over. So not a great finish to that rush by Thomas McGarrahan. BG showing an ability to move the ball quickly, and nice save by Sturgis, his second nice save of this game.
Push on the Cardinals.
Yeah.
It'll go over to Pinkerton.
That's where I need to bone up on my lacrosse rules, because I thought pushing was allowed. And shoving. And colliding. And that is the goaltender, if I'm not mistaken. Sturgis way out.
Way out.
That's where you just dream of grabbing one and just bouncing it into the open net from distance. Of course, that's even harder to do in lacrosse from 50 yards out than it is in ice hockey with the open net. But that would be an interesting thing to see, especially in the state title game. Here comes Pinkerton. They've had the time of possession in their favor.
This is a great game for New Hampshire high school lacrosse, except for one thing. And I'll tell you that next stoppage in play.
Oh, you're going to hold me in suspense.
Yes, I am.
That's okay. We'll
You
probably
think about it.
see some hot action here.
You think
first.
about it, maybe you'll come up with the answer.
Okay.
I wrote about it earlier this year.
Ah, see? No, I should really have done my homework. And Pinkerton and Bishop Guertin seem to be taking a collective breath here. About 7 minutes into the first quarter.
If I'm Pinkerton, I don't, I work the ball. That's what they do. But
Tom Sweeney.
every time that they don't have it,
Stolen cleanly.
Every time every second that Guertin doesn't have it is a plus for Pinkerton. You see what I mean?
Yeah. I believe that's number 11 that made the play for Bishop Guertin. That would be Brennan McInnes. It is. McInnes with a great steal, interception. Sean Cameron twisting and turning for the Cardinals, gives it back to McInnes. Brennan passes it to Cameron Fagan, number 37, to the right of your screen.
Oh, nice dodge move.
And good stick position by Pinkerton's Matt Newman to prevent a shot from pretty good angle. In front, nobody's getting any clean looks right now as Pinkerton.
That's where you give it to your playmaker, Cameron, who sets up people as well as he scores.
Being bothered by.
Headed to North Carolina next year. This will be his last game in a Guertin uniform.
Dominic Zern is the defenseman that seems to be on Cameron behind the net, number 25. That's impressive. North Carolina's got a huge lacrosse program. Another save by Sturgis.
Chris Cameron isn't fooling around with this lacrosse program like BG. He's built a power. The question is, John, how much longer does he stay? Because he's got Sean, who's left in the program.
Does he have college coaching aspirations?
Well, I think we'll talk
shot
about
and
that.
then goes wide.
Now, the one thing that I said is bad about this game, these two teams are on a separate level than everybody else. Everybody else is playing for third place.
Right.
And it just doesn't. I'd like to see it a more even playing field.
So I guess I should say congratulations to Exeter for coming within 5 goals in the semifinals.
Yeah, I would. To me, that wasn't a bad score.
13-8. Respectable battle put up by the Blue Hawks.
Yeah, except you don't know how if it was 13-3 at one point and they pulled everybody. You don't know that.
Long run, a great angle and a shot and a goal.
That's a goal that Guertin shouldn't give it up.
So a long run and a nice finish by Thomas Sweeney.
Heitmiller should have had that, I think.
He thought so because he slammed his stick off the post afterwards.
He definitely didn't think that that was something he should have allowed. But see, Sean Cameron's headed to Maryland in 2 years. He's already got a ride there. So
another power.
So is there incentive enough to stay at BG? When the team around Sean isn't going to be as good as this team that's around Brian.
Another chance for Pinkerton. Heavy hit, though, stops that in its tracks.
And Chris Cameron makes his money in lacrosse, John. He's got a program that,
shot misses.
You know, an outside the school program that is very lucrative for him. So, or at least sustainable.
Spinning.
So we'll see. I mean, we'll see if this is the last real game of the rivalry. But that 2-goal advantage that Pinkerton has, getting right off the bat with a 3-1 lead is really important.
Bishop Guertin looking for that second goal. It's been a long time in coming. I'm sure that there's probably been no other game, including the Pinkerton game, where they waited this long to score their second goal. Only a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. Pinkerton with a 3-1 lead. Their best defense for Pinkerton has been all offense. A lot of time of possession, but right now it's Bishop Guertin looking for that quality shot. Ball gets away and a whistle goes.
Yeah, that was a strange call to stop the play like that. .107, as you see, left in the quarter.
Tom mentioned the head coach Chris Cameron for BG. Brian O'Reilly's been at Pinkerton forever, it feels like.
He has, and he's now the athletic director there, which is,
in addition to being the head coach.
Right, and coaching 2 sports.
And football.
I wouldn't be surprised if this might be it for him in terms of lacrosse. But you never know. At some point, he's indicated, at some point, he's probably going to have to drop lacrosse.
Pass the baton?
Yeah, and, you know.
Bishop Guertin with a great chance.
No, did not go.
I don't know if it missed or did Sturgis make yet another save?
I think that Sturgis deflected it.
You know, he's been so good here in the first quarter that Bishop Guertin is pressing to make a perfect shot whenever they shoot.
Well, you and I have done so many BG lacrosse games over the year. What's the one thing we've always talked about with
shooting
BG?
accuracy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to thread the needle now after those saves by Sturgis. They feel like just an ordinary shot's not going to beat them. And that might throw their accuracy off a little bit. They're trying to be too fine. This quarter is going to end with BG held to 1 goal. Pinkerton out in front. Last chance for a shot.
Yeah,
they get it away.
I'll tell you, that's big that they kept them off the board.
Yeah.
Because that was too good of an opportunity at the end of a quarter. And now it's a 3-1 game after 1.
James Heitmiller, the goaltender, with good positioning there on that final shot. Heitmiller, just a sophomore between the pipes for the Cardinals. You see the score after 1 quarter of play. John Collins with Tom King here on NashuaETV. Our cameraman is Jim McLean. It is a June 9 of 2018, the state championship game, Division I. As we look in on the BG huddle, they earn their way to the championship game with an 18-0 record, the #1 seed. They opened the playoffs against Hanover, the 8th seed, and they trounced them. 20-1 was the score in the quarterfinals.
You see what I mean?
Another level.
Yeah, I mean, and Hanover's got a program.
Semifinal, same story.
Yep,
BG over Londonderry, 16-4. Meanwhile, Pinkerton in their half of the bracket beat South 17-7 in the quarterfinal. And then they took on Exeter, and Exeter put up a fight. 13-8 was the final in that semi.
But this is all about the start. And the start that Pinkerton had. You know, you won't see a 16-6 game here or anything like that.
No, this is on pace for 12-4, but don't expect that to hold.
No, that won't happen either. All right, 3-1 in favor of the Astros. You know, this took place in the regular season game as well, but you can see. Look at the faces here. There's a level of concern on this Guertin team right now.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah.
This game has not gone the way they expected.
Yeah.
They needed to win the draws and get off to a quick lead. They haven't done that, and now they're playing from behind.
Right.
Something that they're not used to doing. Now, they did it. The one thing that they did in that regular season game, John, was once they got ahead, they stalled because they knew that that grassy field was not going to lead to a lot of quick flurries.
Uh-huh.
So they figured, you know what, we're going to have to just maintain possession. I don't think you're going to see much stalling by either team here, except with Pinkerton later in the game if they still hold the lead.
Another draw won by Pinkerton, the Astros
don't
with
forget
possession.
They changed. We go left. They're going left to right now.
Gennaro Mara, who's a junior, he'll have another year of lacrosse and another year of winning draws yet to go.
Yeah, if somebody doesn't scoop him up like they did, you know, like Governor Dummer did at prep school. I mean, lacrosse players can leave to go to prep school.
Wow.
You know, just like hockey. That happens.
It might happen after.
You know, so you never know, but just a thought to keep in mind.
Chad Tereski, number 8, hands it off to Ryan Auger. Auger, number 16, behind the goal. Sprints out in front, shoots, goal!
Wow, Auger has been a mainstay of Pinkerton in football and lacrosse for the last 3 years. And that's just a case where no one was on him. He was wide open, takes the ball from behind and just wings it.
Think about the degree of difficulty on that shot. You are sprinting in the opposite direction from the goal, toward midfield.
Yeah, you're moving away from your body in a way when you're shooting that ball.
You are, and you fling it, and you get the release point just right to put it into what a shoebox in the top of the goal.
Let me tell you another thing about face-offs and how important they are. Guertin, they graduated a few years ago. A kid by the name of there's a hit.
A hit and a half.
And that should be a
and
penalty,
the flag
and it is.
flies. Pinkerton Academy's Gennaro Mara took.
And another penalty flies.
Justin Todd off of his feet, and he might have lost his breath. Todd is back on his feet after that heavy hit. Mara's not the hugest guy. I think he got a little of an assist. It was kind of a 2-on-1 hit there.
Well, now we're going to have a huddle and
man.
see. You know, obviously Mara's going to draw a penalty. There was another penalty before the whistle, and now there's another penalty even after the whistle and after the contact was.
Now, I think there's a question of whether the contact took place after a whistle, didn't it?
Oh, it did. I mean, it took place out of bounds.
Out of bounds, too.
So they're going to have to, you know, figure out how we do this. Now, Pinkerton, you don't want to lose your face-off guy.
No.
You know, that's huge.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how this goes.
We saw that happen in the girls' championship game for a little while. The BG face-off person came out for a little while.
Well, what happened? Lindsay Holt.
Lindsay Holt, thank you.
They changed up because Holt was losing a few of those.
Oh, that's true too, though. Yeah.
Elbowing to the head.
I thought she also got penalized at one point. When she got her groove back, she was penalized later in the game, and she had a.
All right, Guertin gets it unsportsmanlike.
Okay.
Gennaro called for elbow to the head, and not sure what the other calls are. We're not in the NFL, they're not mic'd up.
Sounds like 2 minutes and 1 minute. on Bishop Guertin. So there might be 2 players getting penalized for a total of 3 minutes. I guess running concurrently.
Just a bad start
Yeah.
for BG. Okay.
No, I mean the Pinkerton players would have been penalized.
Well, BG's drew it unsportsmanlike. I
Oh,
know
they did?
Yes,
Okay,
they did.
oh, they did.
Reaction to that
Yeah, because
play.
he said white. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this is not the start Chris Cameron envisioned.
Tom mentioned Chris Cameron coming to Bishop Guertin in 2004 and turning it into a lacrosse powerhouse, and the proof is right there in the history books. In 2005, talking about almost instant impact, Bishop Guertin beat Pinkerton 10-8 in the state championship game. First of 9 state titles. This would be 10. And Pinkerton has won 9 state titles. The first one in 1994, as Tom mentioned, that they played lacrosse even before the NHIAA started having tournament champions. Sauhegan, by the way, they lost that first state title game in 1994 to Pinkerton, 13-8. That's the same score as they just beat Exeter by this year's version.
Yeah, I remember those years. Sauhegan had a good program.
They did. They
still
were in the
do,
state
but
title game again, and
Yeah.
they lost by 1 goal in
Yep.
2004, 6-5. Are they still in Division I? No, right?
Yes.
Oh, they are.
in lacrosse they are.
In lacrosse. So starting with a triple team as they resume play and splitting the defense.
Nice job.
Brendan McInnes with a display of footwork and skill there.
He's got to hold on to the ball
Nope.
because he's going to get hit, and he doesn't do it.
Just slapping it along the
And
ground.
there's the
like,
ground ball pickup right there. Look
Yeah.
at that smooth scoop.
yeah, you'd think it's the easiest thing in the world with that giant stick to pick up the ball. It's not that easy, folks, but it's a lot of practice
Timeout
right there.
called.
Good timeout.
Ah, jeez, I tell you what, why? All these timeout, you've had plenty of time.
Play lacrosse.
You know,
Let's
I mean,
go.
you had all this time in between the penalty.
Cameron Gagnon with the
Well, obviously,
ball
Brian
scoop
O'Reilly there saw something he didn't like and made the move.
Never miss another game. Become a subscriber to the network.
BG is the defending champion 2 times in Bishop Boys Lacrosse Division I, and both times they beat Pinkerton in the past 2 seasons. 9-8 in 2016, 11-6 last year.
Lost the regular season game both times.
So Pinkerton 3-1 leaders after 1. Got the first goal here in the second quarter. Terrific play by Ryan Auger, sprinting out from behind the goal and almost without looking over his shoulder, whips one up in the top corner of the goal. Perfect accuracy on that shot, really the shot of the game so far.
But
And BG struggling offensively.
Guertin graduated a kid by the name of Blake Boudreau. Boudreau went on to be one of the best face-off guys in the country in Division II and won a national championship just a couple of weeks ago with Merrimack College in his senior year, his last game.
Well, congratulations, Blake Boudreau. Ryan Auger has it, the aforementioned, who got that nice goal, put in some spin moves on the defender for BG, Aiden Ahern, number 44. Up top it comes. To the right side. Tom King, I'm sure, clearing his calendar to watch as many World Cup games as possible
Oh, all set.
next week.
Put in the vacation time, everything.
It's in Russia. I'm surprised you're not going.
Yeah. Nixed at the last second. Yet.
I just got reminded of World Cup soccer, believe it or not, because I saw Ryan Auger kind of slow down a little bit. I was like, hey, you have to run a lot in lacrosse, just as much or
I'll tell you
harder
what,
than
though.
soccer, huh?
I'll tell you what, though, Fox has got a lot of work to do because no U.S. team.
I know.
They really have to do something to push it.
What a disgrace, huh? They didn't qualify? I think it was because of a loss to Morocco or something like that. It just
One of the reasons why there's a team in Nashua now, the International Soccer Club of Nashua, the Nashua Eagles, have a team in the
Look
US
out.
Premier League. Shot,
Goal.
score, knocked over Heitmiller.
Too
right down.
easy.
That shot had so much. Valentine.
Again, 2 goals for
Oh,
Valentine.
no goal.
No? What happened?
No. He was celebrating a goal. Didn't happen.
Wow, I think we need replay on that. Wow, the officials said no goal.
Must have been knocked away.
Maybe it was the goalie's stick that impacted the
He
netting
fell back.
because I thought I saw the net move.
He fell back. I saw the net flinch too, and he was celebrating a goal.
He
thought
fooled
he
me.
scored it. Valentine thought he had it. Lucky for him, lucky for BG that he didn't.
So it would have been 5-1. Instead, Bishop Guertin has a chance to cut the deficit to 2 if they can score on this possession. Just over 8 minutes to go in the first half of the state title game. That was a difficult pass in deep. It is collected by the goaltender. What hustle. Alexander Sturgis with alertness knew that he could get to it first, and he did. Dangerous pass down the middle. Loose ball seized upon by Pinkerton. Mason Druin. Druin still has it. Slowing down a little bit. In the corner it goes. Pinkerton continues to win the time of possession battle.
Right, that's
along with
so critical.
Being ahead on the scoreboard. Yeah, because we talked about this in the girls' game. It takes more energy to play defense. And
Well,
so
it's not
sapping
just that. It's not just that. It's that you don't have the ball, you can't score. You know.
Yeah.
That's
Number
just
one.
it. That's the thing is. It's not, lacrosse is not like hockey where it's up and down, up and down, up and down. You get the ball, you're holding it for a little bit. You don't lose it right away like you do in hockey a lot of times.
Shot goal
There's a low shot.
with authority.
Aimed it low and he got it through traffic.
Mason Druin with his first goal
Yeah,
in the
Heitmiller
state
had
title
no
game.
chance. He just, that shot, a hard ground ball low. You're looking up top and the ball goes down. You don't have time to react.
5-1. The Astros with an impressive lead here in the first half. 7 minutes to go.
Eustace Field at Bill Ball Stadium.
Another key draw here. Again, Pinkerton comes away with it. Ryan Auger puts the brakes on, being defended by Luke Romanek, number 25, shot wide. Astros with it. Chad Tereski, sophomore, coming off the back line.
Well, you look around, it's a nice little complex here at Exeter, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
They have really, economically, this town has really come alive over the last 15, 20 years. It's been a premier destination for a lot of events that Stellos used to be.
All right.
They've held that title game at Stellos in the past. They hold lacrosse here. They have Division II at Stellos right now. Those are ongoing as we speak.
Guertin with a possession here. Urgently in need of a goal. Brennan McInnes with it. Hands it off to Sean Cameron. Cameron changes direction. Sturgis has not seen a shot in a while, the Pinkerton goaltender. Not on net anyway. Getting closer, McInnes.
Can't hold on to it. Traffic.
It's on the ground.
Again, how many times has Brian Cameron touched the ball in this game?
3?
Yeah.
I mean, minimal.
You take your best player out of the game. Other team's best player out of the game. There he is now with it. And that's huge. He's going to have to take this game over, do a few things on his own, I think, to get Guertin back into it.
He's trying to do just that. Very tough
Great
angle
defensive
shot.
job. Last year, Ogier was playing defense and he had him a lot of times, so that's not the case now.
Sean Cameron looking for an opening that isn't there.
This will be Sean Cameron's team next year if he stays at BG.
Inside, loose ball, and the Astros are going to scoop it up and get away with it.
They are winning the ground ball edge, too. Look at this.
Downfield, look
That's
out
where you
for the
get the
quick
quick
strike.
rolls.
Turnover.
Yep, turnover, and Guertin with a ground ball edge there.
One of those rare moments where it does resemble a Stanley Cup game. Up and down they go.
A better pass from Cameron would have resulted in a goal.
Alex Sturgis.
Instead, it was at his feet.
Not afraid to mix it up along the boards, if you will. And
timeout.
Timeout called.
Sean Cameron had the ball at the 22-yard line. Made a flip pass, but it was low. If it had been high, that might have been a bang-bang play for a goal.
As we again look in on the Bishop Guertin huddle, John Collins along with Tom King, cameraman Jim McLean. Eustace Field at Bill Ball Stadium in Exeter on a Saturday night, June 9 of 2018. This to decide the state title. Bishop Guertin going for 3 in a row, all at the expense
Tell you what, though,
of Pinkerton.
look at all the concern here. There's a lot of it.
Look at the goal total for this juggernaut Bishop Guertin team, and we're almost at halftime.
Right, and see, they're trying to, Chris Cameron is trying to, get word to his players. This is what you got to do, and this is how it's happening. But see, the one thing I notice is look at the possessions. And I'm not talking about the number of them. When Guertin's had the ball, they have not been able to score.
They've not gotten close.
Pinkerton is on them all over. The defensive intensity for Pinkerton is really, really high right now.
10 out of 10.
Really high. So they've got to find a way to beat that intensity. Because, that's the other thing, too, is when you dominate, you're not used to this.
You're not. And I wanted to say, too, being undefeated going into look what happened to the Patriots in that season. Undefeated going into the Super Bowl.
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, it's psychology.
It's not really, John, because you didn't beat a lot of good teams to get there. You know what I mean? You beat New England teams that are good, but in state you didn't beat a lot of teams. This, it's not that big a deal right now. The big deal is that the team that you need to beat every year is one team in state, and this is the team, and you're not doing it right now. Look at Sturgis. Here he is again.
Yeah, he is the Jerry Cheevers of lacrosse goalies. 1970s Bruins reference there, where the goaltender roams more than others. Guertin trying to generate some offense here before the first half comes to a close. We're at the 4-minute mark. Even at midfield, they can't catch a break. Making his own luck is Nathan Bennett, number 32.
Yeah, that yellow line is the out-of-bounds line.
Hands it off to the playmaker, Cameron. Cameron out in front.
Triple teamed. Look at this. He escapes.
Puts the
Can't
brakes
get a
on.
shot off, though. Look at the intensity. Look at this. See?
2 players on him.
This is just incredible defense by Pinkerton Academy on Brian Cameron.
Gave it to McInnes, who passed it into the corner to Drew Haley. Haley, shot, saved by Sturgis.
Yeah,
took it right off the chest.
It was an elevated shot. A low shot might have scored, but an elevated shot, no.
Sturgis has had as many saves as his team has goals.
Pinkerton penalty on number 16, Ryan Osier. Outside.
Osier with a penalty.
So Osier for Pinkerton is off. Shot, goal.
Score. There's the bullet, and it was middle range. And Guertin needed that, boy. Did they ever?
Yeah, there was Cameron Fagan with the goal. There was more behind that fist pump than just, hey, I scored a goal. It was relief. They broke through.
Hard and fast.
Makes it a 5-2 game with just over 3 minutes to go in the first half here in Exeter. Three minutes to go. A lot of time in lacrosse. You can score multiple in this amount of time.
You put up a lot of goals against teams that aren't on your level, but the
Right.
defense is really hard, and that's a different story.
BG wins the draw. The loose ball scooped up in the middle and taken away by Sturgis.
Of all the saves that he's
Yeah.
made, that's the biggest one for Sturgis, because if BG comes right down and scores again, they get momentum. Hard to believe it. They get that score, and it's still a 3-goal game.
Yeah.
Not something they're used to.
Right, looking up on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Team leading them by 3, nearing the half. Pinkerton wants to make it 4 again. Thomas Sweeney just holding it. Rolls it to Owen McCormick. And back to Sweeney. Christopher Valentine's got 2 goals in this game, number 9 for the Astros. And around the edges it goes. Pinkerton quite content to take the last shot, it looks like.
I think they're content to take a good shot.
Valentine.
And they got one.
Great
Great
save.
save by Hutmiller. Great save.
He went to the ground and sealed everything off. Now he's trying to come out of a tight spot.
That's the thing you got to do, though. If you make that save, you've got to follow it up with possession and get the ball to your teammates so they can break it out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he didn't do that, and that's a turnover in a major way. If Pinkerton capitalizes with a goal off of that, that's big.
Yeah, Pinkerton's attackers went
You
after.
make that save, you've got to get the ball to your teammates so they can run it upfield. And he didn't do that.
He looked like the antelope at the end of the herd.
Well, I mean,
they went
Pinkerton
after
did a
him.
good job of pressuring him, too, knowing that he had to get rid of it. If I'm him, I do what Sturgis did. I run up the field.
Yeah, as quickly as he can.
That may not be in their plans.
45
Watch out.
seconds. Goal.
Yep, that's it.
Coming out from behind again. Chad Tereski's got his second.
The two guys, Tereski and Valentine, are really key, 9 and 8. And Tereski just zooms in. But see, John, that's the goal off the turnover. That was just critical.
Yep.
You make that save, you got to get it out of there.
Yeah.
6-2 the game. Wow. Stunning. Stunning for BG. Now, down 2 goals, okay, you know, that's between 2 good teams, that's going to happen. But
You know,
you're down
it's still
4.
a 12-4 pace.
You're down 4.
Yeah, that's serious.
Going into, you know, with 44 seconds left. Now you're basically either, you got to win a draw and see if you can get a goal before the half, but you got to make sure you don't go down more. There's a big face-off win, but a whistle blows, so let's see what we got. Timeout, BG.
Bishop Guertin. 40 seconds left to go.
They win the possession, they set it up.
In the earlier
Set up the
games
possession.
today, in the Division III championship, Hopkinton High School defeated Laconia High School.
So Hopkinton wins Division III. Derryfield, I believe, won the game just before us, Division II.
11, Portsmouth High School 6.
Yep, Derryfield is as big of a dominant team in Division II as are Guertin and Pinkerton in Division I.
Exeter fine hosts of this state championship or multiple championship games, as Tom just mentioned. But the Exeter athletic program still hopeful for a state title here in spring sports, as the boys baseball team will play on Monday against Bedford for the state championship at Fisher Cat Stadium. A game with some added interest because there's potential future major leaguer in the Grant Levine.
But also because of these two programs, they've been the best in the state for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So,
do you happen to know if he's, I mean, he's got another month to decide whether he wants to go to Wake Forest or.
Oh, John, hold on. Time out, okay?
Go ahead.
Time out. $1.7 million.
Really? That's true? I thought that was a rumor.
No, that's the slot. That's the financial slot. He doesn't have to decide a darn thing.
Wow.
Okay?
That's amazing. You don't see too many position players.
He's a #1 draft pick of the Colorado, oh, actually 42nd pick. It's #2.
First round.
Second rounder.
Oh,
second rounder of the Colorado Rockies. Slotted at 1.7 signing bonus.
Wow.
Okay?
No decision needed.
No decision at all. And he was supposed to be a Silver Knight.
Wow.
He was going to be a Silver Knight this summer.
That's like a Bryce Harper jump, right?
They'll never see him.
They'll never see him. Yeah. Good for him. He's got one more high school game though today. Coming up on Monday.
He's got it on Monday. Yep. I wish they played the game on Saturdays.
Yeah, they used to, right?
They go from Wednesday to Monday. That's a long time.
Yeah, that was when the state semifinal was played.
What happens is they don't get the stadium. Doesn't work out with the Eastern League schedule, so they half and half it. They play 2 games on Saturday and 2 on Monday.
This clock's going to tick down. What's going on here?
That's a good question. Oh, I don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
Very curious.
I don't understand. We're going to halftime, though.
I think that Brian Cameron didn't trust his defense enough to let Pinkerton maybe have the ball back. So that'll do it at halftime, everybody. The score at the first half, there it is. Read it and be surprised or say, no, that's what I thought would happen. Pinkerton 6, Guertin 2. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
Hi, my name is Brooke. I'm the founder of National Concussion Awareness Day. When I was a freshman in high school, I suffered a concussion. Most concussions resolve in 7 to 10 days, but mine didn't. For months, I suffered from post-concussion syndrome, which affected my academics, activities, and social life. Sports-related concussions account for 53% of all head injuries in young people under the age of 19. The CDC estimates that 3.8 million concussions happen each year, but as many as half go undiagnosed. If you've had an impact to your head, symptoms may start hours or days later. Watch for headache, nausea or vomiting, balance problems, dizziness, blurry or double vision, sensitivity to light or noise, feeling sluggish or foggy, confusion, concentration, or memory problems. If you think you've had a concussion, don't hide it. Report it to your parents, coach, and doctor, and take the time to recover. Remember, it's better to miss 1 game than the whole season. Did you know that 1 concussion, you're 1 to 2 times more likely to have a second concussion? And if you've had 2 concussions, you're 2 to 4 times more likely to suffer a 3rd concussion. All concussions should be taken seriously. This message was brought to you by LessonTheImpact.org. Lessen the Impact is a non-profit organization bringing free concussion education to school programs, clubs, and civic organizations to New Hampshire. For more information or to book a concussion presentation for your school, go to www.lessontheimpact.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second half of the state championship game. A save made right away. Bishop Guertin coming out firing, trying to cut into this 4-goal deficit.
Just incredible with those saves. And John, a couple of those balls, you get a LaCrosse ball at that rate of speed off your leg. That can't tickle, you know?
No, I was thinking, you know.
That's gotta hurt. There's no goalie pads in this game. You're not making a pad save. You're making a knee save. better get your stick on it or something.
That's taking one for the team over and over.
I
if you're a
definitely
lacrosse
put
goalie.
I definitely would put knee pads on if I was a goalie in lacrosse. I'd wear as much body armor as I possibly could.
And then coaches O'Reilly and Cameron would say, get that guy with the knee pads out of there.
But this is starting the way it should have for Guertin. This is what they want. Multiple possession,
Yeah,
multiple shots. They just need a goal.
winning that draw. And shot, another one, I think. Sturgis got a piece of it.
You got a piece of it. Boy, I'll tell you, this is just.
And right now, Sturgis is the MVP of the game.
Oh, no question.
12-minute quarters, and that shot misses.
Brian Cameron went in that way.
Frustration for Cameron.
I'll tell you what, the one thing you don't see in this game is the give and go. You notice that? The defenses aren't allowing it.
No, I mean, that's a staple, and I don't think we've seen
I saw about
give and
5
go.
of them in the South Pinkerton quarterfinal. You're not seeing that right now.
We have seen a couple goals by Pinkerton with the player just sprinting out from behind the net and then flinging one
But no give
the
and
other
go.
way.
No automatic give and go.
Individual effort, but no
Aren't
give
able
and go.
to do that in this game with these defenses and the experience level of these kids.
So Pinkerton back on the attack. Controlling the game, controlling the ball. Hand in hand. Thomas Sweeney looked like he was about to launch from about
I thought you were about to
15
break
yards.
into a poem there.
That's all I
Controlling
got.
the game, controlling the ball. You do those things, you win it all.
Thank you for the finish, the big finish. That's the give and go right there. We just did one.
You gave, I went.
Mason Druin. Pinkerton can be selected. And they've committed a foul away from the ball, looks like. BG
Here's
wants
the
to
sprint.
capitalize immediately. Downfield they go.
Oh, there's a
Shot.
chance.
Another miss or deflection by
John, they're
Sturgis.
0 for 5 in shots in this second half in the first 3 minutes. 0 for 5. When's the last time you've seen that?
Amazing. The whole game, the way it's gone, has been amazing. And Pinkerton deserves the credit. Ozier gives it up to Thomas Sweeney. And Sweeney finds Mason Druin. Owen McCormick with it. Into the corner it goes. Back to Ryan Ozier. Coming up from behind the net. And you saw Heidmiller looking behind him for the ball.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
you know what
wasn't
Heidmiller
in.
did? He went for, thought they would go low.
Low.
If you hit that high, you get a goal.
You would have had the whole upper
The whole
part of the
upper,
net.
Yeah, the whole thing was wide open. There's a shot in Heidmiller's
Heidmiller's been pretty good.
Well, let's watch his fitness level, though. He hasn't played a whole game a lot this year. They've split it up.
Bishop Guertin with great ball movement in the goal.
You had to score there. You
Yeah.
missed that. And you said it, John. The great ball movement produces the score.
Ben Abladian, sophomore.
Yeah, Abladian is going to be a big key for them down the road. But that was a goal that you had to have. You missed that, and you're really shaking your head.
Yeah, exactly.
What Guertin needs now is they need a stretch of consecutive goals. They haven't been able to do that.
Right. One of the rare times where Guertin was able to work the ball right into the crease. And Abladian with a slam dunk goal past Sturgis.
But the ground ball pickup off the draw.
Gennaro again with the win.
Well, you know, a good draw man will rely on his teammates as well and get it to the direction that they're in. And that's what Gennaro did right there. Boy, I don't know what it is. Is the humidity out here at Bill Ball Stadium or what that's got me all choked up?
Yeah, the pollen's got me. Gennaro Mara, by the way. Mara is his last name. Gennaro is his first name. I don't know if he goes by Gene or what. That's a loose ball. Pinkerton didn't recognize it till it was too late. Scooping it up on the fly was Joe Lupo. Lupo fires and scores!
Joey Lupo with a big play.
An unassisted goal.
That's a huge play. You get a scoop.
It was.
It's a scoop and score is what we call that. Scooped it up and charged downfield and scored, and there's your consecutive goals. Cardinals looking to try to get some momentum now in a 6-4 game.
The scoop-o by Lupo. And the score. 6-4. There's Gennaro Mara on the right. BG's number 25? Luke Romanek. Yes. Romanek wins it. Aiden Wilkie comes out of the scrum with a sprint. Trying to make it a 1-goal game. Saves Sturgis. And it goes in. I think it was a rebound play. Going to give the goal to, is it 23?
What a score.
We'll have to wait for the announcement, but I think it was the player that got decked. Yes, Sam Prunier got his second goal of the game.
And now the game has changed.
It sure has. That was quick. 6-5.
And so if you had told me midway through the third quarter it would be a 6-5 or a 1-goal game, I would have said, yeah, sure.
Of course it is.
Either way, either team could have been ahead.
Sure.
And now that's where we've gotten. It just took a long time to get to that level.
And now BG's trying to tie it. Shot. Misses.
What's the one thing we've seen in this half that we didn't see in the first half?
Possession?
Yeah, multiple Guertin possessions.
Yeah, multiple possessions.
Consecutive, multiple possessions. There's Sturgis flying upfield with the stick. See, that's an added weapon for Guertin. I mean, for Pinkerton, that I don't think Guertin really has.
The Astros looking for their 7th goal. It's been a while coming, right? They have not scored yet in the third quarter.
Guertin has kept them off the board because Pinkerton hasn't touched the ball. Now they've got it.
6-2 at the half, 6-5 right now.
Let's see if they can make something happen with it.
Druin loses it, taken away. Nice play by Brennan McInnes. He's made several steals in this game. Behind the net it goes. The Cardinals looking for an opening. Trying to tie this thing up. Shot misses.
Forced it. Forced the issue. Didn't need to. I think if you're Guertin, you want number 7 right here to touch the ball. Let him set it up.
Brian Cameron in front. Sean Cameron passed up the shot. Now Drew Haley has it.
You've got to get it to Brian Cameron and move around the net, get the motion going.
Shot misses.
Yeah, that wide side has not been there all game. Sturgis does a good job of cutting that off. Guertin will still hold on to it.
Guertin trailed by 4 at one point in this game. They're trying to come all the way back to tie it. With 4:45 to go, third quarter. Drew Haley making some moves. Runs into a double team. The fire scores!
Yes, they did.
Sean Cameron, the sophomore, younger brother of Brian Cameron.
How about that? With 4:38 to play, it is a tie game, 6-all.
He rifled that from about 6 yards away.
So now the season boils down to a 16-38 contest.
Yep.
You start from scratch, John Collins.
So despite the rough start, question is how much did it take out of Bishop Guertin to be down and have to mount that big comeback. The Astros trying to retake their lead. Jacob McAdams gives it back to Thomas Sweeney. Then Abladian guarding Sweeney. Now off the bench with possession, Owen McCormick. Number 2. Back to
what a
Mason
game.
Druin.
All of a sudden.
Yeah. Sweeney puts the brakes on in the middle.
Watch out.
Valentine.
He's a guy you got to stop.
Long stick defender for Bishop Guertin is Aiden Ahern, number 44.
Can Bishop Guertin sweep LaCrosse, boys and girls?
Turnover by the Cardinals.
Oh,
wide open,
turnover.
Shot, goal.
Big turnover.
Mason Druin was all by himself for about 2 or 3 seconds.
You just said it. That's the other thing about this game. The scores that Guertin has had, they've really had to work hard for. I don't think you can say the same thing about Pinkerton goals. They've been wide open on a lot of those shots.
That right there was a gift, and I think Bishop Guertin was not fully set after the turnover and the ball was put back in play. Certainly the BG defender was trying to close on Druin, but was a good 10 yards away as play resumed. And the Astros did a good job finding the open man in the middle. And he put a good low hard shot past Height Miller.
This is incredible lacrosse right now. Every possession now is just so critical, because it sets a tone one way or the other, whether it's
in front. Sean Cameron scores his second goal in a row.
See, another critical goal. That's the best shot they've had all day.
Beautiful shot.
Wide open, fires it in.
You're right. It was almost like a penalty shot. In the middle.
Back and forth they go.
Tied at 7 now. Bishop Guertin has not led in this game.
This is just unbelievable.
With 3:02 to go in the third.
Luke Romanek against Gennaro Mara again. That is a battle for the ball. And Pinkerton wins it. They scoop it up. Ryan Ozier. Owen McCormick. Ball was left on the ground a little bit too long. Thomas Sweeney has it for the Astros. 2.5 minutes left to go, third quarter. Both teams catching their collective breath here. Eustace Field and Exeter.
John, I'll tell you, I didn't think this would happen. 7-all.
No?
Not the way it started out.
Oh, not the way it started.
Oh, no,
right,
not the way it started out.
6-2 at halftime in favor of Pinkerton.
You know, you figure Pinkerton gets 1 goal or 2 in the third quarter, they got to ice it, but
Well, BG returned the favor in the first quarter. They were held to 1 goal. So far, well, I spoke too soon.
Out. Oh.
I was going to say BG's holding Pinkerton to 1 goal here in the third quarter. And that's the reason why we're tied. But there's still 1:50 left to go, and it's anybody's ball. Pinkerton scoops it up. A key loose ball win for the Astros on the move. Spin move, shot, goal.
And you know what?
What patience. Valentine again.
Justin Todd, a senior defenseman, really took that one to heart. You know why? The ball bounced right by him on the pass to Valentine. It bounced right past him, and he had a chance for a pickup, which would have led to a fast break if he had gotten it. And instead, the ball bounced away from him, couldn't reach it, and it leads to a goal.
couple of fakes by Valentine, and what turned into a tricky shot.
But the
was
pass,
easy. Yeah.
it was in traffic, and Guertin feels it probably should have picked it up. They have not led in this game.
Only the second goal of the quarter for Pinkerton is enough to give them the lead back.
But now they get the lead and the ball. You got to keep this from becoming another 2-goal lead, a multiple goal lead for Pinkerton. Can't keep playing catch up the entire time.
Ogier again, he's had a lot of time of possession. In fact, Bishop Guertin wishes that Cameron had the ball as much as Ogier has had it. Spin move. Nothing there. Good defense by the Cardinals.
Yeah, the Astros should probably hold it for the last shot if they can. 37 seconds left in the half.
Thomas Sweeney holding it to his right.
Doesn't matter.
Drew an inside shot, goal on the turnaround by Christopher Valentine.
Valentine
again.
is having a game to remember as he takes that in one motion, turns around and scores, and now all of a sudden, all that work that Guertin did to get back into it kind of deflates them a little bit. They're down 9-7.
Well, there's still a quarter left to be played.
But still, you work to tie the game. You got momentum. You want to go ahead. You want to get a multiple goal lead. They haven't been able to do it.
Yeah. You saying that's a heartbreaker by Valentine?
Nice try.
Downfield comes Bishop Guertin. They're trying to answer back immediately. Oh, just missing a shot that looked like it might have bounced into the top far corner, but no. 6 seconds left to go. It's going to be tough to even get a shot off here.
It is. Let's see if they can do it.
Yeah, as we come to the end of the third quarter, 3 seconds. Goal! They get it in!
That's big.
Cameron with a clutch goal.
Finally, it took 3 quarters for Brian Cameron to get on the board, and he does it.
As twilight descends, or nightfall descends over.
It's nightfall here.
Yep.
Lights are on full blast.
We have 1 second to tick off the clock here. We'll go to the fourth quarter in a 1-goal game. Pinkerton 9-8 on top by the slimmest of margins here in Exeter. John Collins with Tom King, cameraman Jim McLean. Thank you for sticking with us. It's an exciting lacrosse game.
Fasten your seatbelts. The biggest 12 minutes of the season.
Yeah.
The final 12 minutes of the season. Coming right up.
If I'm Pinkerton, I'm feeling like I deserve to win this game because they've dominated for sections of it. They had the big leads, but it's still easily stealable by Bishop Guertin for their third straight championship.
As much as Guertin wins the quarter, Pinkerton still got 3 goals, and that's the killer right there. That hurts. Because if you're Guertin, you do everything you can to get back in this game, but you give up 3 goals to Pinkerton. You've got to keep them off the board.
Yeah, they'd only given up 1 with about less than 2 minutes to go, and they gave up 2 more in those final 2 minutes.
They got the streak they needed. They needed that flurry of goals. But now they're just answering, and they're not able to take the lead.
So here we go. The final 12. Cardinals looking for a three-peat. And the Astros and their coach Brian O'Reilly have to be tired of watching Bishop Guertin celebrate lacrosse championships. So see if that scenario plays out again. Or if the fans from Derry get to celebrate this time.
Division I championship on the line, a 1-goal game going to the final quarter, which is what we expected, but you didn't know how you'd get there. We got there in the strangest of ways, I think. So here we go.
Luke Romanek versus Gennaro Mara again. Mara has it in his feet, gets it.
Romanek didn't start the game with face-offs, did he? I don't think he did.
They might have been switched it up. The way they positioned the
but they didn't
players'
win the
numbers
possession.
Blocked every time, yeah.
They got the position, but not the possession. And here we go. Boy, if they can open up a 2-goal lead to start the period, then it becomes a clock game.
Possibly. Sweeney had an angle to shoot,
and
chose not to.
it becomes a clock game, boy.
Gennaro Mara with that all-important win opening the fourth quarter. How much of a different game it would be if BG had the ball and tied it up. Going back to another draw. Instead, Pinkerton content to take a couple minutes off, it looks like.
They're not gonna waste any possessions. You get that impression. They want to make sure. Valentine, watch him.
The
Give
cutter.
and go. That's
Save.
the first one we saw.
What a fantastic save by Heitmiller.
Did a great job. That's the first give and go we've seen all day by either team.
And only a great play by the goaltender stops it.
Exactly, and now here comes Guertin with a chance to tie it up.
Brian Cameron coming out of the corner. Fires.
Yeah, that's
this
a
is
bad
near
shot.
side.
That's not a good shot for Cameron to take, but they still have possession.
Maybe a little anxious there in his first touch here in the fourth quarter.
Now he's got another one.
Coming out of the corner.
That's a better shot, but Sturgis was on it.
Yeah, he was looking low and he saved
That's exactly right, John. Good point. Sturgis was looking low, able to catch that ball.
Sturgis ducks the attacker, Brian Cameron.
Look at this, an added weapon to get him involved.
Yeah, he really is good at that stuff, coming out of his own end.
So 2 possessions come up empty, each team.
Jacob McAdams is
With
number
big
29
goalie
for
saves.
Pinkerton.
Sometimes you think it's such a high-scoring game, how much does the goalie really matter? But it does. When it gets down to this level, 2 great teams in a close game.
Tom Sweeney puts the Jets on and he nearly scored.
Boy, he had that whole upper corner. Just missed it.
Yep. Couldn't straighten out the shot on the
Miller's
run.
he's not big. He's not a big guy. Sturgis is just a little bit bigger than he is. See how deliberate everything is now, because it's all on the line.
It's Thomas Sweeney again, quarterbacking the offense here from 35 yards out. Drouin puts a sprint on, actually 25 yards out. They have the boys' goals at the 10. By the football markings.
Valentine looking to fling it low. Saw it wasn't there, too much traffic. Now how quickly can Heitmiller get that stick down if they decide to go low now, because he's aimed high.
Valentine has 4.
See if they can get cut now. They're seeing it wide now. Now see, can you get someone cutting to the net?
Tereski looking for an opening.
Right.
In front, save, straight up in the air.
Picked up by Pinkerton, I think. Nope, Guertin's got it.
Fortunately, the Cardinals able to recover. Now they have to come out of their own end.
And they do it just fine. How he got that shot off, I'm not sure, because I thought he would never get a shot off there, but he did. But the big save by Heitmiller, that was he's had 2 big saves in a row.
Cameron twisting.
His team needs him right now. He's got to find a way to beat the defense. The double team converging as soon as he steps out beyond the goal.
Shot saved by Sturgis.
And it deflected and it goes to Pinkerton. Sturgis with it with a ground ball pickup. Another big play by him, getting it out.
He's like a running back. He's got that elusivity coming out of his own end when he gets the ball.
Don't use those big words, John. I'm a sports writer. Come on.
All right, he's elusive.
Shot save again. Boy.
Man, he's pumped. Mike Miller.
The key players are coming up big in crunch time in terms of defense and goaltending.
Long pass completed.
See, in that regular season game, Brian Cameron in a stall game kind of took it over. You don't see that right now. They're really doing a job on him. They had, you know, a month and 6 weeks to try to figure out what to do. Shot wide. And possession will go to Pinkerton. 6 weeks to prepare for one team.
Wow.
And figure out what you didn't do. You know the venue, you know it's on field turf, you know what you got to do.
Yeah.
You could bet that they looked at all sorts of tendencies of Brian Cameron and said, okay, this is what I want you to do.
Probably had one of their guys play the role of Brian
Practice
Cameron.
a lot.
Practice.
Then they looked at film. You sure they did a lot of different things.
And it's paying off right now. Cameron has been, his impact's been reduced.
Handcuffed.
He had that great goal at the end of the third quarter. 6 seconds left. He came charging off the sideline.
I'll tell you what, if Pinkerton gets another goal, they're already in the driver's seat, but they're even outside. This is Ozier.
In front. What a move.
Dodge move.
And a save by Heitmiller.
After that dodge. Wow. Pinkerton was wondering how they lost possession, but he took the ball, got knocked out, and fell back after the hit.
Good defensive play by BG.
Sure was. Now it's Cameron again. Finds his brother. Shot and a save by Sturgis.
Looked like he took that off the face mask.
Cameron with the ground ball pickup. Look at how they've got him now. They've got him out, not behind.
Whistle.
Now I think it's going to be a timeout, maybe. No timeout. I would have called timeout if I was Guertin, just to try to see if we could set up something.
Not sure what the situation is right here.
Some kind of a call against the Cardinals.
Yeah. So it's not a timeout. It's a turnover.
Goalie needed a new stick.
The goalie needed a new stick.
Yeah, but
so what?
But so what? So they retain possession?
I
get
don't
it.
understand that.
That's a big call because if Pinkerton scores here, I mean, there's 5 minutes left in the game, John. Everything counts now.
Oh, yeah. Under 5 minutes we go to determine the state championship. BG needs a goal to tie. Pinkerton trying to seal the deal. After losing in the state championship game each of the last 2 years to this Bishop Guertin team. Into the corner, Valentine. There's Ozier. It's Ozier, number 16. Round the edges.
Watch out.
Being defended by Doug Barker, number 12.
Almost a blow to the head there. They're lucky they didn't get that.
Shot and a goal.
How did he find him? That's amazing. That's the pass of the year. The pass of the year.
Owen McCormick receives the pass. I believe it was from Thomas Sweeney, number 4.
It was from Tereski. Tereski with the pass, number 8. He made that play Tereski with the possession, and he makes that play, the pass, the assist of the year in my mind right there. That is huge. 2-goal lead. You've got a guy open in the middle, you found him, and you got the goal.
So basically a slam dunk after the great field vision there by Tereski to
Oh
see
my
him
God.
over his shoulder.
Well, he didn't have to look far, John, but the thing was that he was able to get it off because he was covered like a blanket.
Yeah. Yeah, he was being covered by Aiden Ahern, who was doing a good job on defense.
But what happened was there was an open
teammate.
player. You got a guy open, and now there's going to be a timeout with 3:39 to go, a 2-goal lead. This is when everything gets haywire. It all gets loose balls, fast, the whole bit. Everything just seems to get really, really intense. This is what lacrosse is. Not the 20-1s and the 20-2s and the 16-6s. This is lacrosse. This is competitive, intense.
Every possession,
every
loose
play,
ball
every
matters.
tendency, everything. This is
Every
what you want.
save.
This is what you want in this game.
And there's the man in the middle, Coach Cameron. Now in his
the guy on the
15th
right
season?
with the cap, if you recognize him, that's Cam Holt, who played lacrosse for BG, and we saw him as a very effective hockey player.
Yeah.
For the Cardinals, he now is a sophomore and he's at UMass Lowell.
Backwards cap?
Yep, that's him. And he's basically become an assistant coach here.
Is that Lindsay's
helping
brother?
out. Yes, it is.
Lindsay Help's brother. So Bishop Guertin with their marching orders to try to get back in this game, but it's going to be tough. Down 10-8 with 3:39 left in the season, potentially. Pinkerton can smell a title.
Well,
We've seen many
3:39
goals
left.
Yeah.
Guertin would love to send it to overtime or see if they can get a win.
Fortunately, team in red has the ball.
Exactly,
and the
that's
lead.
it. Possession, 10/10 of the law in lacrosse.
Threatening to score again, they do!
Yeah, you can't take time off when you get a shot like that, and Tereski gets that shot.
Chad Tereski.
He has played, he's made 2 of the biggest plays of the year for his team.
He really has. The pass, the
Pass,
assist.
and then now the goal. With 3:23 left, a 3-goal lead. Guertin right now, I think the best they can hope for is overtime.
10 and 11. Tereski with an assist and a goal. Puts the Astros up 3 with 3:23 remaining. Tereski just a sophomore for the Astros. Gennaro Mara going to work in the middle. Nice recovery by Bishop Guertin of the loose ball. As they come downfield, they need 3 to tie, and they need to keep Pinkerton from scoring again. First, they need the ball. Loose. Astros. And a huge cheer goes up from the Derry fans, knowing how important possession is right now. Up 3 with under 3 minutes left. The Astros throw it away, unnecessarily turning it over. So Guertin has a chance to score again. Wind up, and the shot misses. Looked like it was wide to the left on the attempt by Brennan McInnes. Brian Cameron, the sense of urgency here, throws it in front. Kind of a desperation
And he turns
pass.
it over, and that's what the pressure will do to you, John.
Yep.
You're not having the type of game. They're not letting you score. What has to happen? You try to pass it off, and you turn it over.
Jacob McAdams with possession there for Pinkerton.
And another timeout. This one, I think Pinkerton called it. Not sure.
Time is running out on the Cardinals. They had a rough first half. They were down 6-2 after 2 periods. Just 1 goal in each of the first 2 quarters. Of course, they almost held Pinkerton to 1 goal themselves coming out in the third, but the Astros managed to score 3. And it's just been an exhausting uphill climb since the game began for Bishop Guertin. Something they didn't run into in the regular season when they went 18-0. They beat this Pinkerton team on a cold day in Derry on grass back on April 30th, 13-11.
And changed their game to do it into a stall possession type game because they knew that the grass just wasn't their type of deal.
Yeah.
They knew they were, and it was a bad field. It was a borderline playable field that day because of the weather. It was wet, muddy, the whole bit. This different story, but look, you get out to a 6-2 lead like Pinkerton did against, in a game like this. That's the key to the game. But also, I think Tereski, those 2 plays, the pass and the score by him, just came up big. 11-8, 2:11 to play.
Here we go.
It was a 7-7 game. The Astros able to take control, and now they've got the ball with Ogier.
Ogier behind the net he goes.
It's Tereski, I think. Yep.
The Astros content to play keep away now.
Well, you'd have to, right? 1:53 to go.
BG recognized the strategy.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to stick, knock the ball out of the basket. That's a dangerous pass.
And a turnover.
Yeah, you don't want that kind of a pass. You want to keep it short and sweet.
1:40 left. Cardinals need goals. Whistle.
Timeout, BG.
Yep.
Timeout, Bishop Guertin.
I don't know if I'd take that one. Need a goal.
You're right.
There's some momentum there.
There was. You had a man advantage. You had the advantage and everything. You had numbers, the whole bit.
Yeah.
There was momentum.
Saw some space.
Yep.
But maybe it was a 1
The only other reason I would take it is to give your team a breather in terms of getting their energy all up. But, it's a minute 31 left. They got to have the energy to this one.
Yeah.
Can't be that exhausted. They're exhausted, but you reach down for something extra in this situation. Cameron's setting it up. Yeah, that was a quick. He just made a couple of quick comments. That was to give them a little bit of a breather and get their mindset. But you're right, I wouldn't have taken it.
Minute and a half, 91 seconds. Brian Cameron's going back behind the net where he usually sets up. I would just give it to him on the sideline like he did at the end of the third quarter and try to just
let him go.
6-second goal. Here we go. Instant offense, but they need 3. And it has to start somewhere.
1:31 as you see.
Sean Cameron with it. He's got a couple. Hands it off. In the corner.
I think Guertin is basically feel they have to do this without Brian Cameron, but boy, you can't get yourself in a pickle like that. Got a call.
In front,
have a
Fagan
goal.
shot,
Yes,
goal.
you do.
Drew Haley scores the goal.
Right, and there was a flag on the play before it.
It was.
That kind of slowed Pinkerton down a little bit.
Yeah, it's almost like they stopped playing
So
defense.
11-9, Guertin will, I believe, retain possession off the penalty. Or do they? No, they don't. They'll draw it. But they'll have a man up if they get possession.
Kind of like your rule change there. You get possession with the penalty.
I think you should, don't you?
Yeah. That's fair. Battle, Romanek against Mara. Mara wins it.
Oh, that's a huge draw loss for Guertin.
Yeah.
Huge draw win for Pinkerton.
And a turnover that
Yep.
quickly. Not sure what the call was there either, but looked like Mara just lost his footing, innocently enough.
Well said, charge maybe, I guess, I don't know. Time is ticking.
Cameron. Yeah.
Sean Cameron and Brian Cameron, you look for those two. Timeout again for Guertin. 46 seconds to play, 11-9 to score.
Well, the
Tick-tock.
networks are loving these timeouts.
I know, huh?
Stick all those ads in.
That's right.
We're on NashuaETV, though. We just get to talk. John Collins with Tom King, cameraman Jim McLean, who's zooming in right now on the BG huddle. Those nice dry fit uniforms, I think, from Nike, the swoosh, if I may get commercial for a second. Sports uniforms over the years, Tom, huge improvement over the wool, Little League wool uniforms. This dry fit stuff is the best. Under Armour in the cold.
Not something I'd know.
You're all around that swag in the Pats clubhouse. Come on.
I don't care about what they wear. I just
know.
care about
You're
what
not
they
a fashion,
do.
You're
Not a fashion
mogul.
now.
No, Maven. Brady loses uniform next. I'm not talking about uniforms. I'm talking about clothes. We're talking about football.
46 seconds left. Uniforms are the last thing on anybody's mind right now. Shot to save.
BG desperate to get that ball back. Half a minute to go, and it's loose.
Still loose. What a battle here.
Oh, so close.
And
Sean Cameron could have just scooped and scored in close, but instead
that would have been the ultimate
Sturgis.
scoop and score, wouldn't it? You would have
been.
scooped and scored at the same motion.
Right, from a foot away.
Right.
15 seconds left. Who's got possession?
Looks like Guertin does.
I think you're right. As Pinkerton goes back on defense.
Yes.
BG needs an immediate score. Down two.
Need a score, draw, score. Tough to do.
The shot doesn't make its way through bodies.
That'll
Pinkerton
do it,
has
John.
it.
That's going to do it.
It is going to do it. They keep
That's
it in
it.
bounds.
That's it. The Pinkerton Astros are the Division I champions. Bishop Guertin loses in its final game after going unbeaten all year. The Astros. History does repeat itself. The regular season loser is the postseason winner.
Again.
Wow.
A hard-earned championship celebration
I tell you what.
by the Astros.
And see, this is the one that is really the most fulfilling. You know why? Because they weren't the favorites.
No.
You know, they weren't the favorites going in.
The 2 seed. The Astros take it.
The 2 seed and the team that lost to them in the regular season. And now it is a fait accompli. It is over. 11-9. And this was going to go down as one of the best seasons in lacrosse for any high school team. Instead, it ends on a down note. Tough one for Guertin to swallow, but certainly a pinnacle for Pinkerton lacrosse here.
Yes, congratulations to head coach Brian O'Reilly and his Pinkerton assistants, Marty Ogier, Bill Robertson, Steve Gaudreau, Eric Douglas. Also congratulations on a fine season to Chris Cameron and his assistants, Cody Marquis, Pat Cavini, and John Fisher and his players. Tom, it was a pleasure.
Pleasure. And that's it for the high school. High school season for us is a wrap.
That's right. We'll see you in the fall.
2017-18. We'll see you Silver Knights games this summer, John Collins.
11-9. Pinkerton takes the 2018 New Hampshire Boys Division I Lacrosse Championship game. For Jim McLean and Tom King, I'm John Collins saying good night from Exeter and on NashuaETV.
Players are asked to return to their respective team areas in preparation for the awards ceremony. At this time, we would ask fans that for the safety of both teams, they start off the playing surface. We would like to call your attention at this time to the 50-yard line, where representatives of the NH LaCrosse committee will be making the awards presentations. First, the runner-up plaque to head coach Christopher Cameron, assistant coaches Cody Marquis, Pat Cavaney, and John Fisher of the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. At this time, we will present medals to the members of the runner-up team, the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. First, number 1, Sean Cameron. Number 2, Alec Bozak. Number 3, Zach Keenan. Number 4, Drew Haley. Number 5, Eric Poublon. Number 6, Ryan Flynn. Number 7, Brian Cameron. Number 8, Mason Carroll. Number 9, Jeff Johansson. Number 10, Matthew Frechette. Number 11, Brennan McInnes. Number 12, Doug Barker. Number 14, Jared Zaitchik. Number 15, Matt Field. Number 16, Ben Abladian. Number 17, Peyton Fisher. Number 18, Kyle Fisher. Number 20, Nick Gould. Number 22, Nick Hughes. Number 23, Sam Prunier. Number 25, Luke Romanek. Number 27, Alejandro Mea. Number 28, Andrew Pollard. Number 29, Cameron Erasmi. Number 30, James Heitmiller. Number 32, Nathan Burnett. Number 33, Jay Guertin. Number 35, TJ Quigley. Number 36, Justin Todd. Number 37, Cameron Fagan. Number 41, Aiden Wilkie. Number 42, Alex Kutsos. Number 44, Aiden Hearn. Number 46, Joe Lupo. Number 47, Chris Heitmiller. The Division I runners-up, the Cardinals of Bishop Guertin High School. And now, the championship plaque to head coach Brian O'Reilly, Matt Ozier, Bill Robertson, Steve DeGraw, and Eric Douglas. Division I champs, the Astros of Pinkerton Academy. Would the following players please come forward to get your medals? Number 1, Alexander Sturgis. Number 2, Owen McCormick. Number 4, Thomas Sweeney. Number 5, Matt Newman. Number 6, Keegan Wilder. Number 7, Sean Tewksbury. Number 8, Chad Tereski. Number 9, Christopher Valentine. Number 10, Mason Gruen. Number 11, Cole Crafton. Number 12, Brendan Anthony. Number 13, Hunter Druin. Number 14, Connor McCormick. Number 15, Christian Delfano. Number 16, Ryan Ozier. Number 19, Mason Barboni. Number 20, Gennaro Mara. Number 22, Jackson Morissette. Number 23, Jeff Potvin. Number 25, Dominic Zurn. Number 26, Patrick Last. Number 27, Nathan Landry. Number 28, Mike Gorham. Number 29, Jacob McAdams. Number 30, Andrew Hassler. Number 31, Anthony Samiotis. Number 32, Jake Sacariccio. Number 34, Andrew Morgan. Number 35, Thomas McGavahan. Number 37, Jonathan Holland. Number 39, Cameron Gagnon. Number 40, Jack Sweeney. Ladies and gentlemen, your Division I boys lacrosse champion, the Astros of Pinkerton Academy. Thank you so much for your support of NHIAA sports. Have a good evening and please drive home safely.